Let's talk about how to eat an apple. Now, you think it'd be pretty easy, right? I mean, we've been doing it our whole lives. But it actually turns out that our typical way of eating an apple by starting from the side and leaving the core in the middle is one of the most inefficient things we do in our daily lives. It actually took me traveling outside of the US to realize this phenomenon that was occurring in our culture. I watched a little boy go up to a stand, purchase an apple, dust it off a little bit, and then take a bite out of it. But instead of going the normal way, which is you start from the side and then you eat through until you get to the core, he actually turned it over and started from the bottom and started eating his way up towards the stem of the apple. At the end, that's all he had left. I was absolutely mind blown. I mean, how could we have been eating our apples wrong our entire lives? So after doing a little bit of research, it turns out that we throw away anywhere between 15 to 30% of our apples whenever we leave the core. That's for this particular apple, which I bought at Trader Joe's for 79 cents. That's about 16 cents that I'm throwing away every single time I put my core in the trash can. And if we have the normal convention of an apple a day keeps the doctor away, it turns out that I'm throwing away about $58 a year. Now, if you're using your core for a compost, okay, I understand that's using it effectively, but if you're not doing that, you're pretty much throwing your money away. So how do you actually eat an apple? Well, it's pretty easy. You water it, you make sure there's no bumps on it, there's no dents, it's all good, looks clean. Then the next thing you do is you take off the little sticker, right? Sometimes you'll get stuck to your fingers, whatever. The third step for this new way of eating apples is you take off the top stem. Now, if you're a pro, you can leave it there. But if it's your first time, I recommend removing it. You can just twist it right off. And then the fourth step here is the bottom part of the apple, which is actually called the calyx. You just scratch that off. Many times my friends will tell me, Jose, it's so dirty, it looks all hairy. Honestly, it's just like scratch it off. I bet you're eating nastier, dirtier things, and you don't complain about those. So once you do that, you can end up with a clean little apple, and you can start taking a bite right out of it. Sometimes they'll tell me, but what about the seeds? Well, unless you're eating about 100 apples a day, you honestly have no problem. And here's a little sample of what you could do. You could start from the bottom and eat from the top, and you'll be left over with a little thing like this. You can see the seeds in there, right? How much more efficient is that? And actually, as you're eating through the apple, here's one that I'm halfway through. You can see that you can't even notice where the core is. I can't even tell that middle part of the apple. And when I'm eating it, I can't even taste it. And that's the most effective way of eating an apple. I hope you try it out.